So, in this seminar, you talked some about an us,
Yeah.
and we all know what us means in general. But when you talk about us, what do you mean in terms of marriage relationship and what an us is?
I find that most couples think really superficially about being married. It's kind of like, oh, we move into a house, we share a bank account, we share a refrigerator, and that's we're married. We have a family. We're us. We have a real disregard for the holiness and the sanctity of this thing called us. And I find biblically this idea of one flesh, that's almost become like one flesh. I remember reading about that in my Sunday school lessons from Genesis as a child. Like, well, think about that metaphor, like that two people are supposed to be so interwoven that they are experiencing life as though it were one, even though there are still two bodies. There's like if we were married, our DNA doesn't change to be one DNA. We're still physically two people.
Mm-hmm.
But in the Christian sense of when people marry, they become an us, and that us is seen throughout all culture as something phenomenal. Like you're part of a clan, and that clan now is even more important. That's what you live for. The clan supports you and gives you life, and you dedicate your life to it.
Mm-hmm.
And here is this sovereign commitment to something far bigger than just you.
Yeah, so it's bigger than yourself. It's bigger than even your clan. It's your primary human identity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we have in psychology and family systems that phrase, the whole is greater than the sum of its parts. Like, okay, a husband, that's a part, and a wife, that's a part, but the whole is so much bigger than just husband and wife. So us becomes, in what we're trying to do, this target, this focus. So like, you two are married, great. What is your us? What's the focus, the purpose, the long-term goal, the vision for this thing of marriage to actually achieve? It's bigger than just, oh yeah, the the convenience and the comfort of having someone make dinner for you or take out the garbage because you don't really like that task. It's so much bigger and deeper and richer. And so us is to put intention to, what are we about? And is like, we are married, but we're married for some grand, even glorious purpose. Then ultimately it's like to glorify God in everything that we say and do. Well, how is that looking in the day-to-day? How is my us the target of even what I do today as I go about my business? I experience the stress of life. To have an us that I'm sharing this with, or be committed to that us for me to care for another person. So
yeah, it's like you're operating on two levels, right?
Yes.
There's like the glorious spiritual level I'm hearing, and also the everyday mundane that reflects that.
Exactly, yes.
Yeah, right?
So and it doesn't mean that I don't cease to be a me. Like, no, I still am, but now this me has a broader purpose. It's more than just me, it's us. And I think every parent knows a little bit about what that us is the first time they hold their child.
Yeah.
Like, oh my goodness,
Oh, yeah.
I'm now more than me. I am sharing with my spouse the responsibility, the privilege, the burden of another. And so, and that us is experienced in things like showing up at boring PTA meetings, and that us is experienced in walking or sitting as you see a child walk on their graduation, and you look at your spouse and say, "We did that." This child that couldn't tie their shoes until the 5th grade, now is an emerging adult.
Yeah.
And we created a person and shaped that person to something big and beautiful, and now they are launching their lives to fulfill their God-given purpose. We did that thing.
Yeah.
And it's not just about kids, it's about so many other things.
Right.
Our-
Ministry.
Are us, are
Your
us
neighbors.
dedicated to
Mhm.
to caring
Mhm.
for others, for magnifying the name of Jesus in the cul-de-sac that I live on.
Right. Right. Our extended family.
Yeah.
Yeah. People who have needs
Yeah.
and that resource.
Yeah. So now
Mhm.
in a marital group,
Mhm.
people often think about coming to a marital group because they have or they don't have marital, quote, problems.
Mhm.
And I'd say for our group here, we want to say, no, it's not problem eradication we're looking to achieve. We're not looking to fix broken marriages, and anybody that's listening to this, that you're not the target of us repairing a lot of ugly.
Mhm.
Rather, you are the target of us encouraging you, the both of you, to focus on what's our purpose. And everything that we do in the Saturday seminar and in the subsequent weeks together as a group or as an online community or whatever role you participate in,
Mhm.
how is our purpose being achieved, and what set of beautiful behaviors
Mhm.
enhance my purpose, enhance our us, and make it more obvious to us, make it more obvious to our family, and make it more obvious to those around us.
Yeah.
Now we see you two exhibiting deep and rich and beautiful qualities that are characteristic of this us. So other qualities that we will be speaking with together,
Mhm.
the quality of gratitude. Gratitude feeds the us or any
Right.
of the others.
That's becoming us, right?
Yeah.
That's what you give gratitude to point yourself towards becoming more like Christ ultimately. But by doing that, you become more us. You become more the couple.
Yeah.
Yeah. The
And-
marriage. Yeah.
And if we were married and
Mhm.
you experience my gratitude, well,
Mhm.
if it doesn't promote more gratitude in you, and in this context of greater gratitude, we have the capacity now to address what's not so good.
Right.
Uh,
Right.
but
The irritation.
outside
Yeah.
of this
Mhm.
context of we have this us, and this us has a trajectory to go way up there.
Yeah.
Then talking about what's not so good really provokes fight, really provokes defense.
Yes, that conflict.
And
Mhm.
now we're into that ugly part,
Yeah.
that pain defense model that is so prominent in how we live our lives. Right? So the target of what this whole experience is really, can we build the us? Can we build this sense of holiness towards this space right here,
Mhm.
right here between you and I
Between
as
two.
a
Mhm.
symbolic married couple?
Yeah.
That this space is a holy space, and it is that we are trying to build. So when I stop and buy eggs and milk on the way home today,
Mhm.
that's part of the us.
Right.
Or
Right. And when I decide to take out the trash, even though it's your job, but
Yeah.
just because I want to help,
Yeah.
that's me contributing to us,
Yeah,
trying to.
exactly.
Yeah. Mm.
And
Mhm.
it's we are creating this thing, and this and us is a quote thing. There's a glamorous way of describing it.
Yeah.
But it is rich.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
It's glorious.
It is.
It is. Yeah.